Get ready for a super awesome fish room tour. Love this fish room. Hello world, how's it going? So today I'm at Bodrock's, Eric Bodrock and Regina's fish room, which we are in right now, and she's going to give us a tour of the tank.
Cube with festivums that we brought back from Peru.
And that's these guys?
No.
Are these guys the festivals?
Big
Okay,
cichlids
yeah.
and the flag cichlids. And those are Maculatus. Cichlids, only males. I have females in a different tank to condition.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah,
Is that as big as they get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dicrossus Maculatus.
Very beautiful. And these, I really love these fish.
This was the Argenteus CONGO, the LAMPEYE CONGO. The males and the females kind of sort of look the same. The female's finnage is just a little less flamboyant as the males are.
I love how the females do still have the color though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you don't always
It's
get that
really
with those.
pretty fish.
That's beautiful.
Very pretty. They were featured in a
Amazonas,
yeah.
on the cover, yeah. I've been, ever since that cover came out, I have been in love with them since.
That's a good article, good feature article.
But
Lots of good tips in there.
Yeah, but I've just never personally seen them actually shine like this. The ones I've seen personally usually are washed out, but these guys are happy.
Keep them in RO water. Nice soft acidic water. For whatever reason, they don't seem to like plants in their tank. I had plants in there and they just shied away from the plants, so I took all the plants except for that one little clump of crap out of there. And now they're real relaxed.
Beautiful. Very nice, very nice. What's in here?
That's a little capello that we, he's just a straggler.
A straggler,
And then
okay.
I got rid of them, and then that's Rabouti, Corys.
You see how natural she's keeping her tanks too. Look at all the plants, driftwood. She's got lots of leaf litter going on. Like, the fish room is looking great, really great. And these are beautiful too, these red pencils.
Yeah.
So these are the coral ones?
Yes.
They call the corals?
Yeah. Got them from John Kinniman.
Those have been on the bucket list for me too for quite some time.
It's a beautiful fish.
Yeah, they are. Very nice. And these guys?
That's an oddball that got shipped to us from Peru, and that is Malpalsia ceros. There's a pair of them in there. Just a bycatch. Penguin tetras.
Yeah. I always had problems with these. I don't know if it's because I was getting them from the fish store or what, but you say you keep them in all tap water?
Yeah, these guys are in all tap.
Which she has a lower pH tap. She actually doesn't test her TDS.
Yeah.
So you guys know I always test my TDS, which she only tests like her pH, and it's usually when they spawn. So she kind of knows what's going on, right?
Yeah. I'll test the TDS then too, but I don't. Before they spawn, I don't care. The fish are happy, I'm happy.
So I mean, that kind of, you know, it's like I have the feeling that us as hobbyists and just people in general, we really don't know a whole lot of what's really going on with water.
No.
It's the more you do it, the more confusing it gets.
Right, and in my opinion, the minute that you start tampering with chemicals and putting chemicals in the water to either
Do you mind if you get on camera?
bring up the pH or lower the pH or whatever, you're just to me, you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah,
and it's something else that you have to monitor.
Yeah.
The only time I test my water for the pH or the TDS is after they spawn. The pH in our tap waters, sometimes it's 7.4, sometimes it's 7.1, sometimes it's 7.0. Eventually, after a day or two, it makes its way down to 6.8. And then if I just let the water alone, like with the Argenteus, granted they're in RO water, but the pH is going to drop anyway. So The TDS, the total dissolved solids in the water, we filter all of our incoming tap water. I have no idea. Sometimes that fluctuates as well. So I just don't bother with it. It's just another step, and guess I'm being lazy.
And I think that's why I usually just do the TDS, because it's more of a range thing than like have to pinpoint.
Right.
That's where people get in problems, is
Right.
when they try pinpointing
Right.
everything.
Exactly. A good friend of ours told us a long time ago, and I mean a long time ago, when you have fish, you have to imitate nature. You're never going to duplicate what she does. You just have to get it in the ballpark, and that's what we try to do.
Let her do her thing, right? Yeah.
Right. She takes care of everything.
100% agree. And Regina was just mentioning to me, she actually uses her molmy dirty water for her house plants. And I guess it helps break down the soil from all the bacteria and stuff. I usually use the water in the tank, and the plants usually strip out all the nutrients, but she says the molmy dirty water is really great for houseplants. So you guys that have houseplants may want to try that out. Alright, now back to the fish here. What do we got down here?
Nannostomus Eques, the one-line pencilfish.
Let's see if we can get a view of these guys.
Yeah, they pretty much like to stay in the dark.
Yeah.
Can you hit them with a flashlight?
Have you spawned these yet?
No.
No, not yet.
No.
I've never seen penguin Tetra so healthy. She definitely looks like she's ready.
Yeah, I've been feeding the heck out of them with a lot of live food. And of course the temperature's starting to take a dive, so.
You got a flashlight? Yeah.
Yeah, these guys don't like the light. But that's just a sweet little fish. I did find though, let me see if I can swing this around. They are not good candidates to keep with
beautiful
fish, other fish, because they like to pick
beautiful
on other fish.
They do, really? That's surprising for a pencil fish.
Oh, yeah, I have them in. I used to have them with 3 different species of whiptail. I used to move them just from tank to tank to tank. And anything that's brown, they want to pick at.
Just think it's
So
mulm
they're
or
just-
food
yep,
or something.
Yep. So I just keep them all by themselves.
Very pretty.
No more eating other fish. Thinking that that's a nutrient.
Right?
There's nobody in there.
Nobody in there. Looks like it's ready though.
Yeah, I'm getting it ready for
These guys, oh my gosh. These are absolutely beautiful. And what were these again?
Hyphessobrycon Wadai.
Wow.
As is typical for a tetra, the males are slimmer and the females are fuller bodied. But they both have that same beautiful color.
Yeah, the blue and red hues. And then those red eyes.
I had the worst time trying to spawn these. When I got them, Hans was telling me, oh yeah, these are prolific, they're easy. I had them for a year before they spawned.
Yeah, at least you got them to spawn.
Yeah, I got a couple tanks of fry. And there's probably spawn in the lock here.
Okay, and then you just pull them up and put it in another tank.
Yep.
Just take a couple days for the eggs to hatch.
Yes.
Yeah. Very cool.
And there's drape fin farms where you get these conjuras fry in here. I don't think they would be out and about yet. I watched them spawn yesterday and I saw some fry in here last night, so I removed the parents today. Earlier today. This is an unknown tetra that we brought back from Peru. Just a little silver guy.
Yeah, I got a little red line through him.
Yeah, sometimes it looks red, sometimes it looks pink, it looks gold. So it must be whatever mood they're in, whatever light strikes them, I don't know.
Very pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty and they're harmless.
That's a good combo.
This is an unidentified species from Colombia that Jeff Cardwell brought back with him. It almost resembles an Alray tetra, but it's definitely not. And they just love to mow the grass in there.
Yeah, it looks good.
Plaza, yeah. So I had no idea that they were plant eaters.
Right?
I don't mind.
Tetra plant eaters. That's wild. Look at these guys right now.
Full headstanders.
Yeah.
Shop only had 5, so I bought all 5. They'll pick at plants too, but they eat flake, they eat live food. They pick at the bottom.
Those are cool. And how big do those get?
That's as big as he'll get.
This is as big as they'll get?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Those are too neat. And they'll go in communities, you think?
They would work in a community, but they will pick at stuff again. They're another one that's something that's brown. They'll pick on whatever's brown. They don't do any damage, but it's pretty unnerving.
Right, right.
So I keep them by themselves as well.
Those are neat.
Yeah. There's Corydoras Saddlebacks, the 51s.
All hanging out.
Yeah. A couple heavy females in there I might have to water change the heck out of. And those are another Purulina that was brought back by Jeff Cardwell from Colombia. It's amazing because the male will change colors when he's in spawning mode. Normally would just have that brown stripe, almost like a zigzag. So that was the female, and the male, where is the male? Oh, he's up in the weeds.
Oh, I see him.
So he'll lose that stripe on him. He takes on a mother of pearl hue, and he has red spots going down his sides. He has beautiful finish. Of course, he's not going to come out now, is he?
I don't think so. He's being shy.
And their fry are tiny, tiny, tiny. Yep, he is.
Camera shy.
I'll be darned. He blends in too.
He does.
Well, we have other tanks of them, so.
Right. Swift tail in here.
Yeah, there's Hyphessobrycon in here. Just those guys there. I got a spawn out of them. And then I got a bacterial infection in the water. See them? Go back here nice and fat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, trying again.
Those are neat.
Yeah, they're fairly common, but they're something I haven't spawned yet, so I like to look to them.
I remember last video we did of yours where you
Yeah,
taught us
those
how to
guys-
actually showed us the eggs and stuff.
Yeah.
Those were really, really wild.
There is Hyphessobrycon
Oh yeah, and all these tubes.
Maculatus in here.
What are those? That one.
Oh, that's BARB. That's the OCTOZONA.
I've never seen that one.
What is it, false 8th-banded barb or 6th-banded barb?
That's a cool
Yeah.
pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, look at them back there.
They're really a nice fish.
Yeah, they are.
Very, very peaceful.
Wow. Yeah, very calm.
Very difficult to spawn, so that's another project I have to.
They like the dark too.
Yes, yes.
You
Normally
good.
this tank is loaded up with leaves, but I wanted to see what these guys in the tubes were doing.
Is there an egg down there?
Bagrus.
I'm busy looking in the tank and not in the
Yeah, I
camera.
don't even know if you can see them. See, you can't see inside the tubes. They look like just a miniature. I don't know. To me, a miniature mad tom. I don't think you can get that in. You can't.
Yeah, I think so.
So this had a lot of leaves in it, but I took all the leaves out because I wanted to look at them. 'Cause I
Neat
could
little
never
tiny
see what they were
caves.
doing. Yeah. Apparently Barry makes them.
Okay.
I imagine other people might have them as well, but I've never seen them anywhere else, so.
And the flower pot crypts are doing great.
Yeah. The thing's just a flower pot that had some house plant in it, and I soaked it in peroxide, scrubbed it up, and threw some gravel in it, and put the plant in there.
It makes it really handy to have it like that too, because you just move it around wherever you want.
Yes.
And fish breed in it.
Those barbs are always in here where like little filaments are coming
Yeah.
out. So they're always in
You
there.
ever try moving it? Maybe get eggs?
Yeah, yeah. I don't have a tank open to move it to.
That happens
Someday.
a lot.
I do. That'd be a nice surprise.
Yeah. This school's really cool here.
Yeah, that's ALESTOPETERSIUS SMYKALAI fry.
And that was where were the parents? Down here.
In the tank below it.
So here's a whole swarm of them. And down here's the parents.
Yeah.
These guys are really cool.
Beautiful fins.
Yeah.
Eric
Huge
actually
dorsal.
got these
And the
in
blue on them.
2011, I think. And he wasn't doing anything with them, and I asked him, can I have them? And he said, yeah, sure, I'll get them out for you. Well, about a month went by, and I still didn't have those fish in this room, so I just went shopping and took them. And spawned them 3 days later.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So they were probably spawning in the tanks that he had them in, but he had them with plecos, and the plecos were just having a feast.
Ah, yeah.
And there's the females. Lack of things, lack of color.
So females, males. It's funny how they're separated like that.
Right. And just look at those fins, I mean, my gosh.
Yeah, and that sheen on them.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful fish.
Very, very beautiful. And over here,
Over here, there are PETHIA GELIUS, these barbs. They're spawning in there.
oh yeah?
And I have the Hyphessobrycon Wadai.
And where's
Catfish
those?
in here. They are probably hiding because they really don't like the light.
Catfish are good hiders.
Fish, yeah.
A lot of room in there to hide too.
Yeah.
I'm just loving all this leaf litter with these plants and stuff. It's just so natural. Beautiful.
Yeah, I want my fish to be happy. If anybody wants to look at fish and they're hiding, well,
Right. And these guys are really cool.
yeah, they hate the light also. We brought these back from Peru. That's Tetragonopterus Argenteus.
You said these are peaceful.
Yes, they haven't bothered anyone else. They're in here with Corydoras species that we collected in Peru as well.
They're a good size. That's what, 3-4 inches?
Yeah, I'm surprised they made it because of how large they are.
size.
I mean, it's just a silver fish, but it's a stunning silver fish.
Yeah. Full of that red on the bottom and then that little
Right.
black bands on them.
Yep.
Very beautiful in the eyes.
Fish mash, Corys down
Fish
here.
mash.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
some fish
yeah.
I'm putting through the dry season. Barely any current. Cooler water. No water changes.
No water changes, huh?
No.
So how often do you change your water?
These guys don't get water changes in here. If I'm putting something through the dry season, that's once before I change the water. I
Okay.
might top off with a little bit of fresh, but I won't change their water. I'll feed them.
So when you talk about the dry season, you're just simulating Mother
That is
Nature's
correct.
season where it just doesn't
So,
rain. Okay,
Yep.
very cool. Very interesting.
But regular water, like these guys are going Corydoras Pantanalensis and Sodalis. These guys are getting put through a dry season. No water change.
And do you do that to condition them?
Yes.
Or trigger them?
For both.
For both.
Pantanalensis are notoriously difficult and are cooperative. They must go through a dry
Is
season.
that these?
Yes, the
Okay.
larger fish. The others are the Sodalis, and they're difficult to spawn as well.
It's a nice group. What size of tank is this?
55.
Is it? It doesn't look like a 55.
Probably because it's on the floor.
Maybe. It's just throwing me off a little
Yeah.
bit. Anything in here?
These are Centromoclus species Peru that I bought as Maculatus, CF Maculatus. But these guys were exported from Peru. There's a lot of food in here. I fed them pretty heavy this morning. since they were exported from Peru, and people claim
Oh,
these
is that
were
in the log?
not.
What's in the log?
That's one of them.
Oh my. Okay, so they're like a wood cat.
Yeah. And of course, all she's going to do is hide. I make fun of people that have pluckos because all they do is hide. Here I am with these coops. But there's 3 females and 1 male, or 3 females and 2 males in here.
They really wedge themselves in there, don't they?
Yeah, well, yeah, I can take the whole tank apart and put the wood into a dry bucket,
Yeah.
and they won't come out.
Oh my
They will
goodness.
not come out. They'll come out if
They'll
I
hang
have
in till the
blackworms.
end, huh?
Yeah, they do. They're just a really cool fish. Really cool to watch any kind of Actiniptera spawn because they have those. Their eggs are almost like frog eggs.
Wow. That's weird.
It's a really cool fish.
Yeah.
Those are the cherry Congos, red Congos. Those are fry of fish that I raised up. The parents. The females are gone, but the 2 larger males are still in here. There's the daddy male, yeah.
Yeah, I see them.
There's the
Boy, they're
junior.
quick.
Mm-hmm. And they hate the light also.
Yeah. So male, female.
Right.
Cool.
Female's no color.
Sweet. And up here, we got
Those
the
are-
Flareeye.
Yeah, the Blair Eye Rainbows, and then there's drape fins with barb males in there.
Oh, now they're gonna be shy.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. There, they're coming out. They're like, okay, what's going on out here?
It's really nice to watch the
Who's this
drape
guy?
fins. The drape fin males in the evening, right around 5 and 6 o'clock, they'll completely change color and they begin to spar from one another. They get an orange cast to them, and you can really see each scale is outlined in black.
Really?
And their dorsal fins become extremely yellow. And they'll just flare all their fins and shimmy for one another. It's really cool to watch.
Yeah, I bet that's an awesome
very-
sight. Sounds
very
like it. You
colorful.
said usually around 5 o'clock, you
Yeah,
said?
honest to God. You
Every
can
day,
just
huh?
about set your watch. 5,
That
6
is
o'clock,
crazy.
it's the same every night.
So wild. And how long do you run your tanks for, too, like period-wise?
Oh, I usually turn them on around, it varies between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll turn them off around 9 o'clock at night.
Okay, so about 12 hours.
Yeah. I try to keep it as close to 12 and 12.
Okay. Very cool. We got more over here. I love this tank.
Yeah.
Just how it's laid out and everything. The sticks, branches, Placo caves, plants. So natural. Your fish looks very happy in it.
TETRAS and the whiptails we brought back from Peru, so God only knows what species they are. Except for those guys are probably just regular old lanceolata.
I couldn't tell you.
I have fried 2 tanks of fried from these guys, the little guys, with the little stripes on them. Nobody knows what they are. And there's Corydoras Concolor, are the large brown gray guys, and those
That
are
one?
Corydoras Eques.
Oh yeah, Eques, okay. Yeah.
I put the Eques in with the Concolor because the Concolor are fairly straightforward to get to spawn.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, once the Concolor get going, then maybe the Eques would follow because there's a couple females in it that are really heavy. Didn't
Yeah.
work.
No.
Yeah.
That's an interesting method to have one Cory teach another Cory how to really.
Well, they release
Do
the
the deal.
pheromones, and we would think
Ah.
somebody will respond, but no,
Right.
not at all. So,
Wow. What's going on with this mesh?
you can, oh, that's my spawning fiber. That is that's just a bath scrunchie that we use,
Yeah.
and I untied it. And I've
Okay.
had a lot of fish that would spawn in that, and those are, I guess just the regular old run-of-the-mill Maculatus that got shipped to us.
The red eyes?
Yeah.
Oh my lord, I've never seen them this big.
Peru.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, they're like 3-4 times the size of a red eye.
Yep.
Like, that thing's huge.
Yep. So there are 4 of them in there.
I didn't know they could get that big.
Mm-hmm.
And I've kept them long.
Yeah. Well, I have no idea how old they are. They were in the shipment when we unpacked the box, so.
That's blowing my mind right now.
Yeah.
Like, big time.
But I wonder if anybody even really keeps them till they're mature. Do you think?
Right, right.
Because they're pretty feisty.
I wonder how long they actually live.
I don't know.
That is absolutely amazing. But this has been working really well for you with all the egg scatters?
Breeding trap, yes. With that, it's just some kind of mesh that you can tulle, they call it T-U-L-L-E, that you can buy at any fabric store.
Yeah.
And it allows the eggs to fall through. And the parents can't get at it. Can't get at the eggs. You just lift that whole contraption out of their eggs and all and put it into another tank to rear the fry in.
And the eggs usually just shake right out into the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah.
So cool. We're learning all kinds of cool stuff today. Very awesome.
And this is my misfit woodcat tank. There's Shultzi in there.
Oh, is there a couple in there? Looks like,
Yeah, they're probably sharing.
Yeah, looks like they are. All cuddled up.
And then the orca is up in there. They're probably up in the,
Oh, those look
all
cool.
up in the wood.
Yeah, I think those are the ones you pulled out last time and were barking.
Yeah, one went for a ride.
Yeah.
And I have the reticulatus, they might be in that one. The orange one. The
Well,
orange
yeah,
bell.
yeah, okay, yeah, I see him. You can tell in there.
Yeah.
Very cool. And these guys are really neat, too. I like these guys.
The Batata. We brought those back from Peru. They were pretty common. They were in almost every waterway down in Peru.
Really?
And they're really just such a sweet fish.
Yeah, they're just so calm, peaceful. And these are...
Yeah, there's a tank of the Peru whiptails.
Yeah, little babies
Fry.
in here.
And I have more Blairi, rainbow fry, and Pythia GELIUS fry in there. And the water's murky because I feed the heck out of them, then I change the water a few hours later. Feed the heck out of them and change the water a few hours later.
Very neat. So she's got 3 species in there, and this is only a 5-gallon tank.
Right. Those are head and tail light tetras. One of the common ones, but I still think every once in a while, I think everybody should keep common tetras because an old-fashioned fish, yeah.
I love tetras.
It's no less valuable than a rare one.
Right, I agree 100%. They're all still so beautiful.
And that's another tank of the Wadai tetras. Hyphessobrycon Wadai.
Too cool. And now this temp says 84, but the water's not 84, right?
No, it's probably the exterior. That water's nowhere near. That's just a strange tetra that showed up in our Peru shipment. There's one in Eric's room and there's one in my room. I have no idea what it is.
Were they both males or something?
I have no idea.
Oh.
They kind of just look the same, but I don't know.
Honeycomb?
There's Perugiae in there, Tetia, Perugiae.
Those are cool.
Who did I dump in here? Oh yeah, the Eques. Nannostomus Eques.
These are super cool.
Yeah. Those guys I have spawned. I have not raised any of the fry. The fry are extremely small and they resemble a pine needle, a miniature pine needle float. They just float.
Interesting.
They're extremely, just like little slivers. They're really cool looking. And they lay their eggs up underneath of the leaves of the anubias.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Do you find like pencilfish often tend to do that, lay their eggs underneath broadleafs, or?
Not all of them.
So it depends.
Yeah,
Are they
because
some other scatterer? Or?
yeah, the red pencils are just scatterers. They just
Okay.
dive into something and spew eggs everywhere. I have a pair of Marylandii in that tank over there, the Nannostomus Marylandii, but they're really, really small and really, really shy. And I've kept them for, I think, 3 years now, and I've never got anything out of them.
I'm not sure what those are. The mirror?
These guys?
Or is that these guys?
Yeah, these
Oh,
are,
No, the Marylandii. Wait,
Oh,
that's
the
what
Nannostomus Marylandii. They're just a small, I don't even know if you can. They were hanging out with these guys. Just tiny little pencilfish.
Oh, yeah, itty bitty. And that's full grown?
Mm-hmm.
You got like golden black stripes.
It's a lovely,
Those are
lovely
neat.
little fish.
Oh yeah, they just look calm, so calm and peaceful. But they got length enough to not be eaten, you know?
Yep. They're just
Very
cool
neat.
little fish. And I have no idea how they spawn. I know they have been spawned, but I've not read any in detail breeding reports or found any very much information on them, so. Those are just silver tip tetras.
It's the only tetra I've ever spawned.
Yeah. They're, I don't know, I just think they're pretty.
Oh yeah, I agree, 100%.
And they're feisty.
Yeah.
And this tank had a bacterial infection in it, so I cleaned it out with peroxide because that's my choice. That's my preferred method of cleaning out a tank. Hydrogen peroxide, because it's not going to kill the environment. Rinsed it out, set it back up with regular water, put the filter in, let it all run for a week. Then I take a sponge from another tank and I squeeze that sponge into the water, and that's why there's so much balm and crap in there.
Yeah,
And
instant
then
cycle.
instant cycle, and then I put them in there. And they've been in there now for, I think, 2 weeks, so.
They look happy and colorful.
Everything's fine in the tank now. I can use it again.
Wow. I do love the colors on those.
Yeah, they're just some stunning fish. This is Betahendra.
Where'd he go? There he
So-
is.
Girly girl.
That's the girl.
Shy fish. Need live food. These are fry from a girl in our fish club, Robin Shamalia, just a super breeder of rare and unusual fish. And she had these shipped in from overseas, I believe it was Asia. And she did really, really well with them. Very successful.
Those are neat.
Yeah. So.
I've seen pictures of them, but I've never seen them. I
Yeah.
think, is that the
There's
male
one
in the
underneath
tube?
of there, yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he lay his bubble nest up there?
Yeah, usually in the floating,
Okay.
that's why they're up there. There was one up there, but you can't see because the weeds are in the road.
Yeah.
Need warm water. Nice,
Like how
soft,
warm?
acidic. In the 80s.
Oh.
Yeah, at least 80. And just a pretty fish.
Yeah, it is. Very pretty.
I
Is
love
the
the
male
way
that
they-
pretty too?
And the male's all red.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't even know where the heck he's at.
And he saw that light and he ran
Yep,
away.
He flew the coop.
She's more curious.
Love that.
Look at this. This
Yeah,
just
these
looks like
are-
a wonderland for fish.
Yeah, this is a wonderland for fry.
Right?
These are those tetra. There's one in the
Oh yeah,
corner
yeah.
glass.
Oh yeah. Little baby tetra. Itty bitty.
Cardwell Purulina.
And how old are those, do you
2
think?
months.
2 months?
Yeah,
Wow.
look
That's crazy. So it takes tetras quite a bit of time to grow
It
up
takes
too?
these guys, not all of them. These guys just take, seems like forever. And then for all of a sudden, boom, you'll have like a lot of big fish in here. So
So it'll be like overnight where they just
Right.
like grow
they
up.
just, I don't know if they
Everywhere.
stay small to avoid predation. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them over there by that leaf. But they're just such a sweet fish. And I love pencil fish.
And these are baby pencilfish?
Well, Perlina.
Oh, yeah,
Some people
Perlina, yeah,
consider
yeah.
them pencilfish. I don't, but everybody else seems to.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
all
gonna-
I've known them
I'm
as,
gonna
you know. But
Wanna
they
be
do
different
consider
rules.
it as tetras as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I never known
Cheers.
that.
Yeah.
Very
And they're
cool.
kind of hard to see.
They are really hard to see. You gotta really adjust your eyes for
Yeah.
them.
There's a bunch up in the corner.
Yeah, there they are.
Yeah.
All right about
And
there.
it's amazing because the male guards the eggs, guards the fry. And I actually just took the male out of this tank. I removed the females from the tank and left the male in there. And he guarded the fry. He stayed up in that little corner, my little
Okay.
triangle up there, where the corner of the tank, the left-hand corner of the tank, and never bothered any of the fry.
That's wild.
And the fry, I tried to raise them in separate tanks. I never had any success. No matter what I fed them, they just wouldn't thrive. And here I left the male in there with him, and now they're living.
And where are those parents at? Is that the next tank over here?
There's two. There's a pair in here.
I think they went hiding,
They
huh?
are. I've noticed with these fish, they don't like to be kept as pairs. If I
Really?
have one
Yes.
male and two females, or two males and one female, whatever,
Yeah.
they're out and about.
You can see his reflection off the glass there. In the corner right there. So that's wild. Probably, it's almost like bettas, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. Oh, there's one.
Yeah, there's the female.
Okay. A little red
See
on
how
the
she
thing,
has that
too.
red, yeah. She does have a boo-boo on her.
You think he may have done it?
Probably. It gets pretty aggressive.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
So weird for a pencil fish. Like that behavior altogether.
Well, he wants to do the thing, and she has to get with it. Let's see.
He was back in that corner.
Mhm.
Far right.
Oh, there he is. Shit. See? Everybody wants all these plants.
Right.
Eric
That's the
yells
only
at me all
bad
the
thing
time.
about it, yeah.
You can't say you're a fish. Well, that's the whole point. I don't want the fish to see me either.
It's more
Jeez,
comfortable
come
that
on,
way.
move, get out of here.
Oh, that's the female.
Hmm.
He is hiding good, the little stinker. What? I can see her going everywhere.
Come on, Junior.
Yeah, you can see him. But he's a good daddy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So wild.
Now he's mad.
Right? He's like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Tornado.
Come on, let us see you.
He's nice. Yeah. Oh, he's posing.
Sorry, this
Got
is
a
the
little red
female.
on him,
That's
too.
the male.
That's the female?
Yeah. The females don't have those red dots
On
that I've ever
the...
seen.
Yeah, this one looks different than the one we were
Yeah.
looking at earlier.
Oh, where'd he go?
Here we go, get them together.
Wow, you're
Oh,
all
I
beat
see
up.
more red on
Yeah.
them.
Boy. Easier to get him out of the other tank.
I got good footage of them.
But it's a really
Oh.
nice fish.
It is.
And they really do.
The behavior is so interesting. And these are more of those,
Yeah, the batata.
that's how you pronounce or spell that, patata.
Batata. Those are tetras. They're calling them blue devils. They are blue devils. They're small fish. That's full size, and they're extremely feisty. They beat the snot out of each other. I had them in a bigger tank. I think I had 8 of them, and they just whacked one after the other.
Jeez.
So,
Actually took them out.
Yeah, and if I keep them cramped, they're fine.
Is this just thread or is that a plant? Okay.
No, it's a yarn.
Yeah, this
One of
is
the fancy yarns.
yeah, the thinner stuff. Really?
Yeah, it gets a.
That looks really natural and
That's why I bought
useful. Very cool. Very, very cool. We got this other room in here, part.
This is supposed to be my cold room, but if I have the heat on in the other room, it just comes in here anyway. But the water does stay about 5 degrees cooler. It's normally around 65 in here, the water temperature. This is Soelia marmorata. These were Eric's breeders. He spawned them, so now he's done with them. You know, I'm going to give them a shot.
And they just braid out in those rocks, right?
Yes, they'll scatter their eggs through the rock pile, and whatever eggs make it to the bottom, usually the fry will survive and just surface sooner or later.
Nice, and just kind of live off mold and everything else.
Right.
That's cool.
This is Leptoptosternum beni. We collected these in Peru from a ditch. The bubble nest, typical bubble nest builder. That looks like a male here. The thickened pectoral spine, slimmer body. Nice fish. I've had them in with tetras before I put them into this tank to breed, and they don't bother anybody. They feel them with their whiskers, but they don't try to eat anybody. So
They look pretty chill, and at least they don't just hide, you know?
And they eat anything. I was really surprised for being wild fish. They immediately took to commercial foods.
So an easy transition.
Yeah, when we brought them home, we didn't have any live food here except for out back, of course, out in the yard. But I wanted to feed them, and they took to commercial foods immediately.
Oh, that's cool. Look at it. I love their little face.
Yeah, those whiskers are so sweet. Don't get too close. Don't. Yeah, it's just a really.
And this
really
is the
cool
name
fish.
for it?
Yeah, Leptoptosternum.
Wow,
You
it's
know.
a name.
Yeah. And there's the Cichlas in there that we brought back from Peru, and the Vitata that we brought back, Carolina Vitata, and there are hopefully some female Dicrossus Maculatus in there.
Oh, these little ones are this?
Yeah. I'm hoping they're.
And that's what you had in that big tank that we showed first.
Right,
Ooh,
but
yeah.
these are a different batch that I got from the breeder because I raised the fish up and they were all males. I had 3 females, but I fed them too many blackworms to the one, and she croaked, and then the other 2, the male just beat the crap out of them. So now I'm hoping.
Yeah, you get to have another chance.
Yeah.
That'll be cool because those are beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that like considered a cichlid?
Yes,
Or?
it's a
Okay.
cichlid, South American.
Okay.
That's
Anything
empty.
Ooh, these guys are really cool.
Hyphessobrycon Aureis, Tetra Aureae.
Yeah, you never see those. I always remember seeing those in books, like I always wanted
When I was
them,
a
but
kid,
you never see them.
So anytime I can find them, I always try to grab them.
Wow, nice.
Beautiful fish.
Yes, very. Just how the line goes straight with the eye and everything. And then the little orange, and then the fin with the yellow and black.
And they seem to prefer the cooler water. When I have them in the warmer room, they don't.
And they look more peaceful too.
Yeah, they're more relaxed in here.
Yeah.
So,
Those are cool. Those are always been a bucket list fish of mine.
there's a big old knife fish here that we brought back from Peru. I brought it back for my nephew. And he took his tank down about a week before he came home. There's a Maculatus Maculatus, little African catfish that resembles Corydoras Aldolfoi.
Okay.
No one's ever spawned.
Do they breed in those then?
No, no one's ever spawned them.
He's like, oh, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Good morning, buddy. Wakey, wakey.
Pretty little fish.
I love these tetras.
These are all fish from Cat Pond. The tetras are the Dicrossus Maculatus. These were bred by the same gentleman that I got the Dicrossus females, hopeful females from.
Some little cats down here.
There's Scleromistax C112s and Aspidoras
Is there a pisto in here?
No.
Oh.
I'm trying to find which one's which. Wait,
They look kind of similar.
yeah, the
Oh, I
Scleromistax are the
see.
larger fish that are gold. The Aspidoras, I'm getting my tongues twisted, are Poecilus.
Yeah, so this got the. Where's my finger at?
That little guy right there is Poecilus.
Yeah, with the spots.
Yeah, the Aspidoras.
Then this one would
This
be
one's
the
the
other one.
Scleromistax. Yeah. So they're fry.
Really? Midi. And then here.
These guys are banjos. There's one hiding on the side here.
Oh, yeah.
I think I have 5 or 6 of them in here now.
Oh, she looks
Pretty
super
fat,
prego, yeah.
She's nice and fat.
It almost just looks like a rock with a little
Yeah.
leaf. Wow. That's pretty cool. And these guys are really neat too.
Oh yeah, the batons.
Yeah.
Usually they go collecting if you go to the catfish convention in Herndon, Virginia. Hosted by the Potomac Valley Aquarium Society. They go collecting these fish, and I was unable to go in 2016. So these are my consolation prize from Rob McClure. But they're a nice fish. I mean, they're just a plain brown fish. They probably remind you of a bullhead or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know.
That's why I like them. It's because that's what they remind me
cool.
of. You see all these little whiskers hanging out of there.
Yeah, they're just like, I don't dare put any other fish in with them, but that's going to be next year's breeding project. I'm going to dump them outside so they get nice and hot for the summer, and hopefully they spawn. These were brought back or shipped back from Peru. These are, I think they're Aspidoras by Maculatus. They're really feisty, really colorful. They seem to like this cooler water. They never sit still.
Yeah. Oh,
Never. And I have a couple of Corydoras Wadai and one Shultzi in there. And that's another contaminant, that plain fish. I don't know what it is. Just a bycatch that made it home. And there's some sort of purine. I think that might be brevis. But she's the only one I have, so this is kind of like a misfit tank.
cool. You can see the color on him.
Yeah, he's really. I give
That's
him all
your
water.
Daphne in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give them. We set this outside to catch rainwater for the tetras, and here I was going to use it one day, and I looked in there, and there was all this Daphne in there. This is just a Christmas wrapping. It's supposed to store Christmas wrapping.
Yeah. It just came out of nowhere, huh?
And the Daphne was just there, and I thought, what the? I'm going to bring it in the house and see if it'll grow.
That's wild.
His colors are more change colors before
To sustain their livelihood, males are usually in the caves with the eggs.
All right, so there you have it. There's Regina Spotti's fish room tour. Like, so many awesome fish in this fish room. A lot along the lines that I really like. And I also got Eric Bodrock's video as well, where he shares a lot of tips, a lot of fish, and all that stuff. So stay tuned, and I'll have that out for you guys. And if you haven't already, subscribe, like, all that jazz. Till next time, everybody, peace. Have a great one.